Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce you week 12. Which we're looking at, we're not learning any new material, we're just reviewing and assessing. You're going to want to review pages 248 to 253 and pages 262 to 266. You should be able to use the preterite and possibly the imperfect as well as shopping vocabulary to write a paragraph about the last time you went shopping. These assignments address student learning outcomes 1, 2, and 3, and they are all due on the 1st of November. There were no videos for this week, so just post any lingering questions or concerns you have about the class in this forum. So you'll want to open it up, click on the thread, and post any questions or concerns you have about the class so far. And if you have none, then just state that. We're taking test 3, which is on chapter 9. We are looking at you're writing your final draft for writing assignment 2. I'm doing the video in advance, so the workshop isn't down here yet, but the workshop that looks like this should be down here when you get to this phase. You will want to look at your critiqued version of writing assignment 2. So this is something I see a lot of you work ahead. Please don't do this in advance because you definitely want to see the feedback that I give you. So you'll take that feedback and then you'll open up this assignment when you're ready, and you will hit add submission and you will write out what you had written as a draft with the suggested changes made to it. Okay, you're also doing oral dialogue 3 prep. This is your final oral dialogue. So just imagine that you are describing to your travel agent how you foresee your next trip. Create a script in Spanish describing how you want to get there, the activities that you want to do, and the tourist attractions that you want to visit. You may want to specify a particular destination to contextualize and enhance your narration. So you just hit start preparing your submission and you're going to describe your next trip to me in Spanish. You're writing out the script that you plan to use when you're actually doing this oral recording. And remember that then next week, people will give you feedback on your script as well as I will. And then the week after that, you'll actually do the recording. Okay, so let's look at your test on chapter 9. You have 3 hours to complete it and 1 attempt, so don't open it until you're ready. And if you run into trouble, don't just guess. Like if there's audio in it and there was a problem with audio, you need to reach out to me because I could potentially fix it for you. But if you go ahead and guess, there's not really anything that I can do. This very first section says en el aeropuerto. So you complete the sentences with the logical verb from the logical vocabulary word or phrase from the word bank. So just read those sentences below and then fill in the blanks with the vocabulary words. Un viaje profesional. Sergio loves to travel and talk about his experiences. Complete the following passage about his last business trip by first choosing the logical adjective from the word bank and then filling in the blank with the derived adverb by adding mente. So you pick lenta, puntual, general, inmediata, or particular, and then you add mente, turning it into an adverb. Los viajes, complete each sentence with a logical vocabulary word or phrase. So you read the statements below and then pick the word that would best complete it. Más verbos, complete each of the following sentences with the correct subjunctive form of the verb in parentheses. So you take the verb in parentheses and conjugate it into the present subjunctive. The same thing here, a conjugar, complete the following sentences with the correct subjunctive form of the verbs provided. Nadia en el aeropuerto. You're going to listen to Nadia describe an experience she had at the airport. Then read over the following statements and decide whether each one is cierto or falso. If the information is not given, select no se menciona. So you're going to be writing cierto, falso, or no se menciona in the blank. And if you click on this, it'll take you out so that you can hear the oral. Okay. Then if you scroll further down, por and para, you're just going to decide whether each of these statements takes por or para and write it in the blank. And adverbios, you're going to take each of these words and then you're going to change them into adverbs by adding mente. And do you think you have a good grasp of vocabulary? Read the following statements and decide if they are logical or illogical. So if they're lógico, you're going to write lógico. If they're ilógico, you're going to write ilógico. El subjuntivo, select the correct subjunctive form of each infinitive verb provided. And a conjugar, conjugate each of the following verbs in the present subjunctive using the subjects provided. And then, do you know the following terms associated with the airport? So these are the definitions, and these are terms used in an airport. Just write the letter that would best match each of those terms. And when you're done, you're going to hit finish attempt, and it will come to me. And remember, I have to go through and manually grade these. So just remember, I always, if it's a Moodle quiz, whether it's a test or a reading comprehension assignment, I always go through these quizzes on Moodle, so don't freak out if you think you deserve higher than what you got. Just remember that I'm going to go through it, and if that's the case, then you'll get points reassigned to you. And that's everything you have to do for week